Hello, friends. This is Gautham Kolluri from CIP, Study Abroad and Immigration. Today, I have the pleasure of inviting Manish Jha. He is a permanent resident in Canada, and he is from Waterloo and originally from New Delhi. He is from our CIP agency, and he studied web design and development in Conestoga College. So, welcome to our uh, the talk in the CIP International Student Graduate Review. Manish, how are
Hi,
you doing?
hello. Thank you for having me, Gautam sir.
Yeah, how are you doing, Manish?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So, Manish, congratulations. You recently received your permanent residence of Canada just like a couple of months ago, right? Did you receive
Yeah,
your PR card or still waiting for your PR card?
for my PR card.
You got your PR card, right? So that's nice.
No,
Congratulations. Not yet.
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, but I think it's just a couple of days or weeks, hopefully soon. I still remember you and your friends applying through CIP, and it was, those difficult days just before the COVID. We were still providing temporary 1 week free accommodation. It was a fun time with you and with, our other CIP students. Avinash was there with you, right? Oh, yeah. So it was fun. I still remember meeting you and dropping you guys in the hotel room, and it was fun. We all talked through Zoom, WhatsApp, and it was nice to get to know you guys personally. So, how was it a good decision coming to Canada?
Oh, obviously, right now, if you look back at yes, obviously it was a good decision. Till now, it's good decision. Maybe in future, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your current job? What is your current job title?
Oh, so right now I'm working as site reliability engineer. It's a DevOps profile. So our client is Morgan Stanley. My parent company is Genpact.
Okay, DevOps. So, did you previously have work experience back home?
Yeah, I did have like 3 years of work experience.
3 years of work experience. Yes. So Vanish applied through CIP Conestoga College back in January 2019, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, applied around that time, but my intake was September.
So September. Okay, you started in September 2019, and you graduated in 2021, and you completed your 1 year work experience and received under the SC Canadian Experience class. So how was why did you choose CIP? There are so many agencies. You never met any of our team, but you and your friends trusted us, and you guys applied through us.
Actually, I did some research online. So initially, I looked up some reviews and I went through the group. So I was in the group at that time when we were just planning, when we were just giving IELTS exam. It was not, the plan was not concrete to come, like me, Tushar. We were just planning that, okay, we might, let's see what happens. So I was in the group and I would see how you would engage with everyone and resolve their problems. And even in with the guys who were already there, at that time we used to provide 1 week of accommodation so everyone can, get to know the country and find like wherever they want to live or whatever. So
And then
these,
the welcome parties. Well, Vanish was actually there at the last weekend. He never missed our welcome parties. He was there twice at the Toronto, and also he was there a couple of times at a welcome parties. He always makes it a point to come connect with the new students and also share his experience. Thank you very much for coming in. Yeah. So, well, thank you for applying through CIP. So, how was your journey with CIP? It was an online process, right? You never met any of our team.
oh yeah, no, none of the team I talked to. I remember Anil sir and there was this lady, I forgot her
Akila,
name.
Akila, madam. Yeah.
Yeah, Akila. So I initially talked to Akila, and then when the process started, everything started. So then we were talking to Anil sir. So because we did a lot of research, so we didn't have a lot of questions at that time. We knew what
Mhm.
the process was, but apart from that, the application process, most of the consultancies that my friends come from or whatever, they just create their own email ID and just apply on their own, and they'll give you the login and whatever. But with CIP, the whole process was so transparent. They let us apply on our own, and they just guide you in a way, but it's all transparent too. So yeah, that was
We
good
have
thing.
direct agreements with Conestoga College and many other institutions. So we basically put in our agency ID and students can actually apply. But now there is an OCAS portal where we apply, but all the communication students receive it parallelly as well. So but how, what was your first reaction when you first landed in Canada? Like, how did you feel?
It was like, okay, I don't know, like I cannot explain in words what the feeling was, because you just left your country and you are in a new place. Although I was lucky to have a friend with me, and it was kind of, yeah, like it was nice. The country was like, coming from Delhi, less pollution and everything you see. So, but it was okay. Like we were, first few days were like, it was okay because we didn't have any accommodation. You remember, we ended up staying in a hotel, that's the same hotel that you gave us for 1 week. We ended up staying for 1 month
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
hard to get places in KW region. So it was like that. And we didn't plan anything beforehand. We thought, okay, it's gonna be fine, but whatever. So it was like that. But yeah, for first month it was like mixed feelings, but again, then we met people, got home, made friends, then it was all fine. So eventually everything was fine. But yeah, a few days it was like you are like, I don't know, it's like strange feeling, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's 3 years have passed since you first landed here in Canada. So, how did you survive your student days, right? You were a professional, 3 years of IT work experience. You previously worked in India, then you came here as a student. So, how did you manage your student life? From being a professional coming to study, did you have a part-time job?
Oh, so initially, I think you also remember, like for almost a year, like 8 months or 9 months, we didn't have a part-time job at that time. Even me and Tushar, because the market was like that, and then COVID hit,
It was the
everything.
COVID, just because you came in September 2019 and January, things were very painful. It was not easy. Yes.
Yes, yes. We tried a lot to get some jobs, but it didn't happen eventually. So we were just, using our GIC savings to, get by. But eventually, after 8 or 9 months, when COVID was blessing in disguise, because a lot of people went back home, especially the Canadian people, they all went to their homes. But the grocery stores and everything was still open. So we finally got a part-time job.
It takes
And
time, it takes time to get a job, but eventually everybody will get a job. For some, it is 1 month, 2 months, some it might be 4 months, 5 months, but eventually we'll get a job. But again,
yeah,
focus, guys, remember, we will always have mortgages and we will work till we die. So don't rush in about money. Vanish took it slow. He worked, he studied hard, and he is successful. Actually, he got his job immediately after graduating because he focused on his studies. He also had previously work experience, so it worked out. So, how were your classes? Was it difficult to manage,
so,
the studies?
so my program was big data. My first program was big data solutions.
Yes,
So
big data. Mhm.
yeah, it was the second ever intake. That one. So what happened? So after first intake, they thought about increasing the difficulty of the program to
Is
make
it?
sure. Yeah, so it happened, and they ended up increasing a lot. The difficulty level was a lot.
I
So
mean,
our
they've
whole
upgraded the program with maybe new technologies and all that. But you were, and what was your second program?
second was computer application development, same in Kolluri College.
That is good. That's a good program as well. So your transition, how long, was it difficult for you to get a job? It was in 2021 and you finished your studies. So how difficult was it for you to find a full-time job, professional job in your core?
Oh, so initially what happens when you start applying, you don't know how to apply. So you are just guessing, you're reading something online, and not everything applies to you. So it's like that. So we were like we were a group of friends since we were all applying into the same field. Most of us had similar kind of, some experience back at home, and then we were applying. So the good thing was we would discuss with each other. If somebody would get a interview call, so we will go through their resume. Okay, but we have differences in each other's resume. So initial phase, it's like that. You have to get it right. Your resume is right. You have to reach out to people on LinkedIn. You have to reach out to your. So if you go to LinkedIn, you see a lot of jobs will have the name of the HR who's hiring. So you have to construct a good message, which a small message, not a very big message, which can in summarize like what kind of experience do you have, what skill set do you have, and why do you want to apply for this job, and you are interested in whatever. It's a small message, but you should have it. So just reach out to a lot of. Even when we were studying, I was just adding all the HRs in Toronto, KW region. So I have like 2,000 and like 80% of them are talent acquisition or
Yes, that's very important, guys. Prepare ahead, start connecting. LinkedIn is the best source to get jobs, especially for IT professionals. And be in touch with this, and they will note you. And when you're finishing with your studies, and there are opportunities, plenty of opportunities. If you have work experience, it's definitely possible. Yes. So that's good. So how long did it take immediately after graduation?
So immediately, so after what happened, so I was even trying, because back at home I was in Wipro. So what happened? So they knew that I was going to graduate after 2 years. So one of my guys who was still working with Wipro, I called him. So he ended up emailing them that I graduated and I'm looking for opportunities. So they reached out to me immediately. And that process took like 2-3 months. It was not like I was just dependent on them, or I was not even sure that it's going to happen or whatever. But before that, I got another job. Like before going with Wipro, I got selected in Citibank. But it's this like same process, following the same process. So even when you give certain kind of interviews, you have to make sure that you note down the question, the new questions, or even the scenario-based or situational questions that they ask. Just note down all of them. After 10 or 15 interviews, you'll have enough questions in your disposal that nobody's going to ask apart from those questions. So you can probably crack every interview. So this was my second interview that I got selected in. I didn't get a lot of interviews, but I had like this list of questions back at home. Also, we had this prepared, and my friends would used to give interview. Then we would like compile all the question list, and so we have all the questions right now too. If like anybody wants to give interview, we just refer to those questions only. So
that's good. What we'll do, Vanish, if you have time, I know you'll not say no, we'll have a QA session. We will post ahead so that people, graduates who have any questions about DevOps or about the IT jobs and about your experience can talk to you directly in a Zoom session, right? I hope you'll be able to help you with that. That's good. So, just to end this interview, how is Canada, right? There's a lot of things happening now. Is Canada safe? And what do you think about, what is the real situation back home in India? There's a lot of concern now that Canada is not safe. And, the pro-Khalistanis might start shooting people out here, Rasta Roko and all this. We don't have this and it will never happen in Canada, but is it safe?
Oh, 100% it's safe. Like if you come from India, Canada is way, way safe. Then you can what do you say? Like it's not even it's not even somewhere in the back of your mind that, okay, it's risky to go out, or, oh, you see 10 Sardar people standing and you cannot just walk past them. Nothing is happening here. It's all political stuff. I don't think I have faced any kind of, what do you say? Discrimination or whatever from even our Sikh people, because most of them are not Khalistani. They are all just normal people.
Everybody is busy with their own lives and all that, kaam nahi hai, or some hidden agenda, they people go on janda pakad ke bahar, but other than that, everybody is really busy and happy with their own lives. And as we know, majority of the Sikh people, they are not really into all this. It's a very minority of the people. And what would be your advice to all the international students, prospective international students who are planning to, study, work, and live in Canada? What would you advise them to be prepared to be successful here?
Prepared, but I'll say obviously after coming here, there are a lot of things that you cannot be prepared about a lot of 100% of things. Like, yeah, if I tell you this, everyone has a different journey and they'll go through different stuff. But still, like, do your research, especially about the courses that you enroll into. Just don't randomly be like, okay, I want to be in Canada, so I'll just do program management and end up doing Walmart and surviving on that. So if you have some kind of talent, just research about the area you're going into, and like pre-prepare yourself for the life or the course that you're gonna take. It's not like you come here and then just be surprised by all of it. It's better to have some kind of preparation around your course, around the place you live, and have some knowledge about the Canadian culture. So it's very, good to assimilate into the culture, and don't get into groupism. Like Gujarati people like to stay with Gujaratis, and they like South Indians will go with South Indians. Don't do it. Like, if you want to do it, just stay back home. Don't come.
Yeah,
If you
be
don't,
multicultural. You're coming to a multicultural country. It's good to have friends with your own people, but it's important to be multicultural. We are global citizens. Yes, yeah. And I would definitely advise by freshers, unless you have very good English skills, top academics, under the express entry system, you do not get points for you lack overseas work experience, your points will be low. So my advice, personal advice, I think Vinish, one of the biggest advantages for him was because he had his 3 years work experience. His friends who studied his course, who did not have 3 years work experience, have still not got PR. So please, freshers, try to spend at least, even while you're studying, you can do a full-time job, and that experience will be counted and you'll get your points for PR. So try to have at least 1 to 2 years work experience before you come here. It is good from the job perspective, and also it is good from the PR perspective. Right, Manish?
yeah, certainly. Like, everyone should, like, the people who have no experience back home and they have come here, they have realized that they have made a mistake. And because right now the cutoffs are so high, even getting job is way easier, like, comparatively. If you have some kind of experience and you apply, it's like you have better chances of getting into job, apart from those who have no experience. So when freshers come, they struggle to find like what kind of job they should apply for. They apply for everything and then end up getting nothing. So it's better to have some kind of experience. It's better to it will also let you know how corporate works, and you will have some kind of idea how things work and how it should be. So you're kind of not 100% job ready, but you're somewhat job ready. So Canadian recruiters prefer someone who's job ready. They don't want to spend time spoon feeding you like 6 months to get started. Yeah, some people might get jobs. That's different. Every kind of scenario is
Yes,
true,
it's
but
the same thing, right? For freshers, it's a lot of hard work, and most employers definitely prefer people with work experience. Well, yeah. Getting back, you are in Waterloo. How do you like the city of Waterloo? You're happy here?
without a doubt, bar none. Like, I've been to like a lot of cities. I still love Waterloo.
It's
I should go
peaceful.
to Montreal because I work in Montreal, but I love Waterloo so much that I don't want to leave. It's a small city, but it's like very multicultural. It's safe, and I like partying, so it's a party city. So
Yeah,
it's
he's big time into partying, and yes. Well, thank you very much, Manish, for finding time in your busy schedule and sharing your experience with CIP and your journey, to Canada. And congratulations for successful career and also your permanent residency in Canada. Thank you very much.
thank you so much. So, sir, I want to add one thing before we go.
Mhm.
So, not I don't think a lot of people know this. So, when during COVID, if you remember,
Yeah.
everyone had jobs, even the students or part-time students. CIP is probably the only consultation throughout Canada who reached out to all their students, gave them free food without charging them anything. And it was very helpful during those days. Although I didn't take it, but a lot of people I know from CAP, they were really frustrated, and they did, because the shops were closed too. Initially, there was nothing open. Even the
Yeah.
grocery stores were not open. But I don't think there is any consultancy I know throughout Canada, because I have friends from like all all the places and whatever.
Yeah,
And,
thank you, Vinesh. Yes, we are here in Canada. My advice to all students, Vinesh, yes, that is the least we could do to for students like you who have trusted us. It's we are privileged to have this opportunity. Many people like you have never met us, but just through the social media, trusted us such an important decision. And the least we can do to support you guys in the difficult times is, just do the small things. It was not really big, but yes, small things. Shop were closed, and I had rice and chawal and eggs and potatoes and all that dal. So we did give it for a couple of weeks until things normalized. Yeah, thank you very much. And it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for again coming to the welcome party and sharing your experience. And good luck, and take care.
yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me know about the QA session. I'll join. Yeah.